Hey, good morning. Ben here with Studio on the Lake. This is a real simple carving. It's going on a flower box window on a stuga. What's a stuga? A stuga is a guest house, a Swedish guest house. The theme of it is obviously Swedish, and there's a Dala horse up in a stained glass window. So the winter snow broke the window boxes again for the second year in a row, because we blow snow up on that house as it sits out in the middle of the driveway, so it will get new flower boxes. Here's it's very simple carving today. This is ceramic or clay pottery horse that I did while I was messing around with tiles, so it makes a pretty good pattern for just a simple horse. Not going to be any complicated carving here, but this is a good one if you are trying to learn to carve. You got the grain going every general direction on this thing. You can see laying out the pattern that there's three of them here. We've got 1, 2, 3 windows. Originally I thought 2 horses on each box facing each other, and seemed like a lot of work, so it ended up being 2 horses. I start off with a knife, and I'm just going to run through real quick. This won't take much of your time, about 5 minutes. Haven't done many videos lately. The spring is just here, although it did snow this morning when I did this video. It was the I don't know, 9th or 10th. I see sign language next door over here, the 7th of May, and it was snowing and 23 degrees. So I didn't get a chance to go out to the woodlot, which has been taking up time, where the garden is at. My daughter added some ducks out there. 6 ducks. We've been collecting 5 to 6 duck eggs a day and figuring out what tastes good with duck eggs and giving them away. So we built a duck house, duck enclosure. Had to redo the fence to the garden because a bear decided to go after the bees last fall. The deer decided to come in and tear up the apple trees. And yesterday a greenhouse, 10 by 12 Harbor Freight greenhouse, was delivered, and it didn't get put up today because it was snowing. So I went out to the studio and started a couple projects. This is the simple one, and you can see the knife work every general direction there. Eventually I will switch to power carving and then back to a knife. This is probably the simplest carving you can do. You can do this just with a knife, and it may or may not be interesting to folks. I don't know. The grain is running from the top of his head down through his legs. Not that he's in danger of getting anything knocked off. If anything were to get knocked off on this, it would be his face or nose, I guess, because the grain runs vertical from top to bottom, and if you hit that just right, it'll come off there. The second carving that's being started is a lot more detailed, and it's a pretty ambitious one. I've got the raw video for the faceplate, but I'm going to do a cuckoo clock and carved along the whole front of the box, actually working, put a cuckoo mechanism in there. You'll see that video here in a couple days. The initial one is probably going to be a series of I don't know, 3, maybe 4 for done, but that's a pretty ambitious carving. So like, comment, and subscribe off of this simple one, and check out the rest of the videos for sure, and then you'll see that complicated cuckoo clock, which is turning out pretty fun. I did get most of the face initially carved yesterday, and like I said, that'll be in a video here in a couple days. I do come back and separate the ears on this guy, and I'm really just rounding it over. I mean, if you had time and patience, you could sit with a piece of sandpaper and get the exact same thing if you had about a year to sand away on this thing. But it's kind of fun to get back to basic knife work. That's how it's going to get painted. That's the one I made earlier. He'll probably end up a different color, blue, green, or something like that. There he is. Pretty much done. I'm not going to spend a lot more on that. It's going to get put on the front of a flower box right in the center. And there's a whole bunch of them to do. You can see that's where kind of how it will go. And there you have it. So like, subscribe, comment by all means. And thanks for watching.